Hey everybody, we're back for part 2 of my Hellcat build. In this section I think I'm going to go over getting the two pieces of the fuselage put together. So in order to do that, there's a few things interiorly we need to do first before I can actually get them glued together. The first thing being that this is going to be glued together obviously, so we need to paint inside of here before we get those put together. That way when you're looking inside of the cockpit you can actually see some of the detail in there. It'll end up being that green olive color that looks like fabric. And you can also see right here I've got some tape here and some tape there. And what we're going to be doing there is actually a couple of consoles that are going to attach on the insides of this. So I'm going to get this painted. I'll probably do a little bit of primer first and then hit it with the green olive and then get these guys painted, and I'll add some details so it looks like some switches, I think. And the same thing for this side. Once those are painted, I can get the tape pulled off, these parts glued on, get the cockpit installed, which I've already test fitted and it does fit very well, and then we can get it glued together and work on seam filling for the ridges. So I'll be right back. Alright, and here we've got the insides of the plane painted, as well as those two additional pieces added in and detailed. So you can see one was added there, the other one was added there, and I just tried to add a few details to kind of make it look like a console panel that he might be using. One thing I wanted to point out to anyone who might ever be putting this kit together is the instructions said to paint this inside area here the olive green camo color. I'm using, I think it's called Italian olive, but to have that painted on the inside, and the idea behind when you're looking down into the cockpit, this area right here that you'll be able to see will be green instead of just this plastic, gray plastic that it's molded in. But when I was doing the test fitting and putting the cockpit in here and sealing these two pieces together, you can't actually see any of this. So painting this inside green, at least in my opinion, was a waste of time. There really isn't much of a need at all, I think, for anybody to do that. So that's just my thought anyways. And if you'll notice also here, these pieces have been cut out and the small pieces of plastic window have been installed. So I think next I'm going to get the cockpit installed and then get it glued together and taped up. So I'll show you guys that here next. Alright, and here I've got the fuselage put together. The cockpit, I think, came out pretty nice actually. When you take a look in there, you see all of these little added features in there that I think make it, you know, kind of stand out and look pretty cool. Like I was just saying a little bit ago, when you look in there you can't see the sides, so it's kind of frustrating that they wanted you to paint all that in there even though you can't see it. I put cement all along the points where you were supposed to. I also ran it along most of these straight parts here, and then just cut strips of masking tape here on my cutting board and taped it all together. So I'm going to let this guy dry, and then as you can see there is some seam work, and that is one of the things that I'm going to try to be learning how to do better, is getting rid of seam lines before I paint. So I think on the next part here I'm going to try to get the wing put together and then have that assembled to the plane, and then I can start thinking about airbrushing that. So yeah, I think we'll take a look at the wing now and see how we can get that guy put together. Alright, and here is our wing. As you can see, it is just primarily made up of 3 pieces, so you gotta love these $10 kits. So this will just go together exactly the same way that I put the fuselage together. I'll get glue in most of these points here, get the wings put on, and then we'll tape them up to make sure that they seal pretty good, and then that should reduce the amount of putting that we'll have to do. So I'll get these taped together, and then I think I'll try to get that attached to the fuselage here in the next little clip. Alright, and here's the plane after the wing's been assembled and attached and I've just kind of got it mocked up for you guys to give you an idea about or how the shape is taking. And I'm actually kind of surprised how well the seams match on the bottom of the plane. You can see there the tails. I just kind of taped those on. Let's just get rid of those. But I mean, it came together a lot better than I thought. It's not perfect, but we can work around with that, I think, with some putty and get it to turn out pretty well. So I think that'll probably do it for this video. On the next segment, I'm going to get the, what is it? I'll have the fuselage here and get the seams on it filled and then sanded down, and then I can get the same seams on the wing finished and get these 4 pieces here attached to each other, and then I should be ready to start painting them. So pretty exciting. So I think that'll probably do it for this video. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you next time.